And we are live.
Barely. Oh my God. It's like, so yeah, so I would recommend definitely not getting your flu shot at the same time you're having your period. But the thing is, though, it's like I've been procrastinating so long that I just said, screw it. Let's go for it. Let's get the
Double
flu
whammy.
shot. And holy crap. It's like I usually don't have that much of a reaction to flu shots. Usually I just get the sore arm and that's it. But last night, though, holy moly, it's like I had the chills, like something fierce. Like I literally couldn't like write or anything or do anything because my hands were like trembling so hard,
Oh my
because the
gosh.
chills were that bad. And then it's like I was exhausted but couldn't sleep.
I hate that crap.
Yeah, it's like, Jose went to the movies last night, and so he left at 10, didn't come home until 1:30, and I was awake the entire time. Like, I couldn't sleep, and then it's like, so when he got home, I asked him to get me some seltzer water from the office, and then it's like, I had to take a Benadryl, and then I finally got to sleep.
I do not envy you.
And it's like, oh, it's like fun times. But so in 2 weeks, because I decided to not get the whole like, oh, you get the flu shot and the COVID booster at the same time. And
Right.
I go, no, I'll wait the 2 weeks to get the COVID booster. So that I'll be nice and immune by the time I have to get on an airplane to Miami.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, everyone. It is December 8th, 2023, and I am level. I'm like normal. This is weird.
Well, it's like you said, it's like you got the right slices of gummy.
I don't know what to do with myself.
They're slicing gummies like that scene in Goodfellas when they're making the pasta in prison and they're cutting the garlic with the razor blade.
Right. Gotta be just right. Just right. Oh, fuck. You ready for this?
Absolutely not, but hit it. Good morning. I'm so goddamn tired. I think it's like, yes, it's like I even had to like, get up late because I just couldn't do it, and what's funny is that probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nap afterwards, and then it's like just kind of get back into the groove of it, because I got shit to pack today. I got my extra books from my printer. Yeah. So
Nice.
I can finally finish packing all the stragglers for Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut and finally get that out.
It's still my favorite.
Yeah. We had fun while it lasted on that one. Oh my goodness. Oh, good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness. So who's joining us in the chat today?
Hopefully so far, we got Michael and Rob.
Hello. Rob. Hopefully you guys are more awake than I am today. And yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. If you're watching us from Facebook, if you're watching us from Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. Especially if you're joining us from Facebook, although I don't know if it's going to be that much of an issue.
No, it's
lately.
Regulated pretty much now. Now that they're like, hey, this little bitch can make us money.
That's true. Yeah, it's like send us stars.
the stars.
And the stars. You know, it's like, so Facebook has a tendency to disconnect us and on weird times, and Twitter doesn't even allow us to see your comments. So if you want to jump into this obviously highly intellectual conversation we're having, come on over to YouTube.
And if you're listening on Spotify, head over to YouTube later and check it out. Get the full experience.
Oh, that's true. Yes. So that. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we're on Spotify now.
Me
that people
too, and
actually
it shows because I
listen to us in their cars.
More power to you, because I couldn't have me in my ear.
Oh, there you go. So, oh my goodness. So, hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, an illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Valar Morghulis.
Valar Duhairis.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with the re-release of issues 1 through 5 if you missed those previous campaigns from several years back. And also we will be releasing the brand new issue 6 of this 8-issue limited series. So keep an eye out for that. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which also returns to Kickstarter in February 2024 with issue 8 of this 15-issue series, story arc, whatever you want to call it, because it's definitely not a limited series. 15 issues is not a limited series. So I would like to thank the 66 people who have already signed up so far to get notified when the campaign goes live. Thank you so much. I worked really hard on this issue, and and you're gonna all love me and hate me for it. So, so keep an eye out for that as well. I'm sure Nita has a link, or we're gonna have links in the show notes so that you can just go sign up. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com. That's EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos, all 500 plus of them, on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGER, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And to tell you more about it, here's Nita.
My name's Nita, and we have shows that go live Monday through Friday on IndieComicsNetwork.com. And it's
.com.
Yeah, and it's what? I'm sorry.
And it's comics and stuff.
Comics and stuff, yeah.
Comics and stuff.
Comics and stuff. Yeah, but it's mostly comics.
Mostly
but
comics.
Stuff. Yeah,
but there's stuff
too. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of draw streams. We have a lot of draw streams. If you like watching artists, you know, like if you go to conventions and you like stopping at the table and looking over artists' shoulders or something. Well, if you were looking over their shoulder, you'd be on the wrong end of the wrong side of the table at a convention. But you know, if you like watching artists draw, we do have a lot of draw streams on our channel. So that's always fun. That's always fun. And whatever conversations pop up, you know, also in the meantime. So aside from you're finally figuring out the secret sauce of your gummies, how you doing, Nita?
I'm great.
Oh,
I'm just good. I'm just great.
Right.
Yeah. No, okay, so word to the wise, if you guys have like an emergency kit and your flashlights are in it, take the fucking batteries out.
Oh yeah. She was,
just,
yeah.
I really want to put that out there because they tell us all the instructions say remove batteries when not in use or whatever. And how many of us actually fucking do that?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't do that until you fucking go and grab a flashlight and pour 4 D cells worth of batteries across acid all across your fucking house and have to clean that shit up during a power outage.
Right. Yeah. No, that. Yeah. I really didn't think about that. You know, so I'm gonna have to go. It's funny.
They didn't even do. You know how like when you leave batteries in some
they
stuff,
get crusty.
It get crusty or what? No, these motherfuckers split open and there was liquid acid fucking pouring out.
Oh my goodness! It was like an alien movie all in your kitchen.
Yeah, it was horrible.
No, but yeah, because I gotta clean up. I've been doing I've been doing some spring cleaning, so pre-spring cleaning, for a bit. But yeah, it's like I have some kits that I probably should go through just to update everything in it. It's like I've been traumatized since Hurricane Sandy, so I have stuff all throughout the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got to go through that and kind of tidy things up. But oh
It's a
my
good time.
good.
Well, while you're at it, it's a good time to check expiration dates and
Oh,
shit
that's
too.
true. And also, it's like I have to change the batteries in some of my smoke detectors and everything. Oh my God, look at us sounding like adults, man.
I know. Maybe I need to not figure out what level weed levels me out because now
All
I'm
right.
boring. I'm
All
like,
right.
fuck.
Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness. Like we're talking about changing batteries and shit
Here,
like
let me
old
eat some more
people.
of this shit for you people.
Yeah. So what's going on? Oh yes. So as I had mentioned, Eagle Raven issue 8 is launching early next year, February, and I just received the proof for it. Actually,
Nice.
this came a couple of days ago. And Nita actually got to see it when I first pulled it out of the box, but I'm still pretty chuffed at it. So this issue is the first issue of the series that I did completely in Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop. And I don't know. I think it really made a difference in like the print quality and everything. Like the lines are so smooth. I'd open up pages for everybody to see, but it's very spoilery. This is a very spoilery issue. Here's the first page. Here, I'll give everybody the first page. But yeah, it's like really doing work digitally, I think has really made a difference for the work that I'm doing. And I guess if medieval unicorn Viking slut was good for anything, was to kind of like get me really into that and seeing what Clip Studio can do. And then it's like it really all came together on this issue, which I'm very happy. So as you can see, the book is done, the proof is here. So when the campaign launches, I'm always I'm keeping my promise to not launch a campaign until a book is done. And here we are, the book is done.
Yup. That means it's
And
time.
yeah. And and then it's like I also started issue 9. Here I am with issue 9. I'm 19 pages in on issue 9, and I've been doing the layouts also in Clip Studio Paint too. And yeah, it's a lot faster to do this stuff. you know, um, it's a lot easier to do this stuff digitally because I don't know, there was a lot of like I had like some complicated scenes in here that because there's a whole courtroom scene that I had to like really trudge through, which I thought was going to be like a drag. But actually no, it's like once I got like the main scene done, I was able to use this as a template for other panels. And it really helped me just get through this, although there's only so much you can do with a court scene, only so much excitement you can put in one. So yeah, I'm up to page 19 on Eagle Raven issue 9 as well. So I'm really happy with my progress. I mean, I'm really thinking that I can definitely have this done before the end of the month. And then I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to keep laying out and sketching out the rest of the books that make up volume 3, and just keep going until I have all of the entire book, the entire volume sketched out, and then go back and start inking it so I can. I don't know. Yeah. So definitely working digitally
Definitely has its advantages.
it does, and yeah, and I think I can say at this moment that I have been working faster because of it. because I didn't realize how much anxiety I would get doing stuff traditionally, and it's like I would hit a lot, like knowing all these like little roadblocks that I would hit if I was doing this traditionally, but in digital, they don't need to be roadblocks at all, so I'm just really happy with the progress that I'm making. So
It's so much easier to click erase than go and smudge your fucking paper.
yeah, exactly. It really is. It really
Back.
Yeah. Yeah. And undos and, to be able to adjust sizes. I was like, oh, I drew this character too big. Let me shrink them down. It's just like, it's just very nice to be able to make those changes as I'm going, as opposed to when I was drawing physically, it would be like, a whole process just to
Right.
fix something. So, yeah, so hey, the books are coming, the books are being worked on, really happy with it. So that's kind of what I've been pushing. Another thing that I've been also up to is I finished I guess like the final edit for now on the prose version of issue 3. So I have the prose of issues 1, 2, and 3 of Eagle Raven. For those of you who don't know, I am also converting my comic book story into a prose book, except right now I'm just releasing each issue as a chapter. So each issue is going to have a corresponding chapbook where it's that issue, but in prose. And I just finished issue 3 last night. So right now, Nita is reading issue 1. So what are your initial thoughts? Because
There's more words.
There's more words.
Actually, so far so good. I mean, without to give you my thoughts is giving it away.
Well, let me say, have you hit any of the extra like scenes or like additional information?
You know what?
That's not in
Here's
the
the
comic?
deal. Like because it's been a while since I've read issue 1.
Right.
Like I remember the flow and main things, but like nothing is coming across as new or unfamiliar. So I don't
Okay.
know, but I don't know if
Right.
that's just because of my short-term memory loss
Right.
or what.
But I guess that's good. It means that nothing is like kind of like sticking out like a sore thumb.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
because it's like
And it's all very comfortably familiar.
right. Oh, that's good. Good. Because that's kind of like what I was going for. Like I wanted this to be kind of like an addendum to the comic. So if you read the comic, you're going to get all these like all this extra information and extra scenes in the prose version. And I've just been having a lot of fun with it. It's like I'm really looking forward to doing the audio versions of it because I have this plan to put them on. Like instead of doing like offering an audio book on the Kickstarter, I'm just going to send everybody to YouTube. I'm going to do like a nice recording of it and put it on YouTube. So it's like you can pick up the PDF of the chapbook on Kickstarter on the campaign.
Right.
But if you want to listen to it, all you have to do is just go to YouTube and it'll be there. So that's going to be fun. So it's looking like at the rate I'm going. Rate I'm going right now. With issue when I release issue 8, so the chapters 1, 2, and 3 will also be available on the campaign as well, for those of you who want the extra stuff too. So that I'm pretty happy with that too. Also, I'm pretty happy with tweaking the files for issues 1, 2, and 3, the comic, and finally laying that to rest. That it's like, okay, this is it. I'm putting the commas where there should be, fixing up a little weird grammatical things that I did, fixing up and it's like, okay, this is it. I should not have
final version.
The final version, right? I should not have to touch these issues anymore. So it's like, because what I want to do too is fix up the files so I can reprint the trade paperbacks and then have a proper hardcover version of everything.
Wow.
So I want to finally have a final version of these files. At least the prose, writing everything in prose is helping me with that, because as I'm because I have the comic here while I'm typing, and then it's like I'm writing the dialogue as I see it in the comic, and then it's like I have then it's like that when I'm writing it in prose, that's what I'm really seeing. It's like, oh well, that's kind of an odd combination of words, I should fix that. And then I'm just going back and forth between Word and the Illustrator file, just changing the dialogue. So this should be it. Once I get like these first 4 issues down, that the trade paperback should be a final version. It's true. I am afraid the artists always want to touch it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I learned something this week as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. So last week, right, on Talking Comics on a Sunday on Jose's show, right? Actually, it was a Saturday. He did a special show. We spoke about it on Monday, where Tony James of Star Noir, he was talking about how he was just really frustrated with the Kickstarter algorithm when it comes to recommendations.
Right.
That it's that he says that it just seemed like that he was only seeing one type of book on Kickstarter recommended to him, right? And and the thing, to the point where he thought that this was the default, because he's going, it's like, why am I seeing all these books, right? And I was having the same problem. It's like, I'm always big about curating your experience online. It's like, always curate your social media, because it's like you really need to do that, right? And
right.
I was, just for your sanity, for fuck's sake, and and I remember saying that it's like that I was able to do that on every platform that I use except Kickstarter. That no matter what I was doing, Kickstarter was constantly showing me, was constantly recommending books that I'm not interested in. I mean, we've talked about this enough that I don't have to mention what those books are. So, and it was just relentless. And it's like, even when I was clicking on more romance novels, I want to see more romance novels in my feed. It was almost like they were showing me more of those other books that I didn't want. I just didn't get it,
Right.
And it was irking the shit out of me too. I don't understand. It's like, yeah. So when Tony had mentioned this, Kickstarter really had me wound up about even the books I was pledging to, because I was going, I don't understand. What did I buy that Kickstarter thinks that this is the only book I want?
Right.
And it turns out that's not the case. If they were basing my recommendations on the books that I've pledged, my feed shouldn't be looking like the fucking back, like the back room of a CD video store, So I just didn't get it. It's like, what the fuck, right? So Jose goes, and Jose asked Tony this. It's like, well, if this is an issue, did you contact Kickstarter about it? And Tony was going, oh, it's like, we really
never thought of this.
Never thought about it, right? And then it's like, oh, are there gnats in your room?
There is a gnat, one, and it just it keeps coming
Right.
back because it's attracted to the fucking light. But that motherfucker is so fast.
Yeah,
Driving me crazy.
And so it's like, so Jose asked me the same thing. So why don't you just contact Kickstarter? And again, it's like, it didn't occur to me to do that, because I think what it is that companies have pretty much gotten us trained that there is no contacting them. Like, you ever have a
Yeah.
problem on Amazon, you have a problem with your bank, you get caught. It's like, like nobody wants you to call them anymore. You have problems with your cable company, forget it. It's like you can't contact anybody. So they train you. It's like, if something goes wrong, that's your problem. It's like, we're not going to talk to you. You're going to get caught in some fucking, prompt tree, and you're never going. It's like,
some bot that
right,
just
exactly,
answering the same question. Like, you can
yeah,
change the question a bazillion different and word it a bazillion different ways, and it's going to keep
right,
sending you back to the same 3
right,
non-solutions.
yeah, so I go, what, fuck it, let me see what happens, because I've been emailing BackerKit, and they've been pretty good with getting back to me, with an actual person getting back to me. So I figured, well, let's see Kickstarter. I mean, it's like, I wasn't really expecting anything from Kickstarter,
Why
right?
the fuck not?
Right. So I asked them, it's like, not like this, but pretty much this was the sentiment. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, why am I getting nothing but TNA books in my feed when I have no interest in these books? I'm not looking at these books, but that's all I'm being recommended. Right. So sent it off, didn't think anything. I think like 2 days later, they answered me. And I go, holy shit, Kickstarter sent me back an email. And what it is, so what they explained is that first they say that's like, oh, well, you have to manually adjust your recommends. It's not, the algorithm doesn't work according to what you click on or pledge to. It's what you actually upvote and downvote on the platform. And they sent me to a link that's like, oh, let's, click here and you can start changing your recommendations here. So I click on the link, and sure enough, all the books on that fucking link that they're like by default recommending to me, it was like, oh, I just walked into again, the back room, on the,
Right?
where the kung fu movies are in the front and all the pornos in the back, right? I mean, just an absolute lurid page of recommendations,
Right.
And you better believe I put that fucking thumbs down button to the test. I mean, really, I was just clicking, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. It's like everything, on that page practically. It's like, what the heck, right? And then, it's like, and then I do that. I close the page. I go back to my main dashboard. And lo and behold, guess what disappeared from my recommends?
Get out of here.
I mean, it was just as quickly. And it's like, I was like, oh, holy shit, it worked.
And it did, because I tried it as soon as you said it. It was like,
yeah. And then I told Nita, it's like, you have to upvote and downvote. That's how you control the recommends on Kickstarter. You have to, you see, what happened was that all this time I was treating Kickstarter like YouTube. Right. Where it's like, how you watch 30 seconds of some bullshit with Kim Kardashian in it, and then the recommends are like, oh, here's 900 more videos of Kim Kardashian you should watch. That's kind of how I thought it worked. No, I guess Kickstarter works more like Reddit, not YouTube. So it doesn't even count. From what I can tell, it doesn't even count what you pledge to.
No,
which
it doesn't
is
look like that at all.
Stupid. Because it's like, if it did that, I wouldn't be having this problem.
Right.
So then it kind of hit me. It's like, well, if downvoting books makes this much of a difference, what if I upvoted books? Right? So I'm going to the people who I do want to see more of. It's like, I upvoted, like all of Jose's books. I upvoted all of Visenia's books. I voted, went to a whole bunch of people and upvoted all their campaigns, and sure enough, and then there was another change on my recommends page. And it's like, now it's actually something. You see what pissed me off? and here's the thing, what pissed me off about their main recommends page is that I was downvoting with such a frenzy, right? That I hit the bottom of the page, and right there, like one of the last campaigns on that page was a campaign that Kickstarter never, ever recommended to me. It was a campaign about books of Norse mythology. Someone did like a comic series, supposed to be like kind of, like close to the actual. And it's like, I have never been recommended this book. I've been recommended every other piece of garbage that I just downvoted multiple times. But this one book that I would have spent money on, I have never been recommended by the algorithm. So of course I went on it, bought like their entire digital set, because it was one of those campaigns where it's like, it was at the butt end of their campaign. So it's like I bought PDFs of it because I really don't have the room for more physical books. And it's like, and of course, and I upvoted, I upvoted that campaign, and it's like, now it's showing me those books in my campaign, but it's like, so it was just like, holy crap. And it's like, and it just felt like such a relief. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, when you go to Kickstarter, right, and you're looking at people's campaigns, you see all the thumbnails on the screen. When you hover over them, 3 icons pop up. There's a bookmark, there's a thumbs up, and a thumbs down. So if a book is something that you really, really want to see more of, you have to click that thumbs up.
Right.
The algorithm does not recognize anything else from what I see. If there is, it's like, if there's a book you want to see, you click that thumbs up. Yep. If there is a book
you don't want to see it,
thumbs down. If you're ambivalent to it, I say just leave it. That's what I've been doing. It's like, if I'm kind of like, it could be either or, I just leave it.
Something else I did, those creators that have a tendency, the few that ruin it for everybody, the ones that don't like to fulfill. I just went to their page and downvoted everything. Right. So now that creator doesn't even show up.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Like, no matter what their IP is. Like,
yeah, there were certain creators that I went to. Like, look, like I said, I have nothing against Brian Pulido, but I never want to see his shit in my feed. There is nothing that's going to make me want to buy or be interested in any of his books. So there's no reason. There's no reason to for me to see it. There's no reason. Right. So I don't. Now I don't have to. It's like the clouds opened up. Actually, no. What it felt like was getting a 1-800-GOT-JUNK dumpster and finally cleaning out the garage. That's what it felt like. That Kickstarter, out of all my social media, the Kickstarter was like that room that everyone kept throwing garbage in because nobody knew where anything went. So it was just like that catch-all room.
Step right here and hold the wall.
Right.
It's hoarders. Oh my God. How many?
Yeah, it's that you got the little goat trail, all that. Yeah, you kind of like building that little goat trail between all the titties. It's like,
Look, I like the titties.
I don't have to see it all the time. That's the thing. I don't have to see it all the time.
No, you absolutely
and especially since it's been looking like, I don't know. It's like they've been getting more and more lurid, more and more gross, and it was just like, you know what? I don't need to see this shit. I'm not buying it anyway, so I don't need to see it. Now, here's also an interesting thing too that I also realized that you can do. So while you're downvoting or upvoting, honestly, I think I recommend more upvoting. Spend more time upvoting. Spend more time giving thumbs up to the campaigns that you do want to see more of. Right? Because you can upvote your own campaigns.
Huh.
And I thought that was interesting. So, of course, I went to my page and I upvoted all of Eager Raven. And I go, you know what? What would Kickstarter recommend to me if I upvoted my own work?
Huh.
Right? So that's in the mix. That's in the mix. So if you have, so it's like, yeah. So, if you have, if you're running campaigns, go to your page and upvote all your books, because that might do something to the algorithm too. I don't know. Like, what would, like, and also do the same to your favorite creators. Go to their page and upvote.
Yeah.
Like I said, I upvoted all of Rob's. I want more werewolves in my feed. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, go and upvote your favorite creators, because the thing is, what that really made me think, that it's like, well, if this is what the algorithm is actually recording, what happens when you have certain books really get upvoted?
Right.
Because it's like, then it's like, if you have a whole bunch of people upvoting your books, what does that do to the algorithm? Now the thing is, though, is that there was only so much information I could have gotten out of Kickstarter. It's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're not going to tell me, because I asked them, why is these types of books your default? Seem to be your default. They ignored that part of the question.
Of course they are.
But you know what? At least they gave me something that I could work with. So I was able to, but like I said, it's like, it just feels so nice to be able to just go to my Kickstarter and 99% of the times see books that, even if I don't buy, that I do have, that it's in my wheelhouse, that it's like, okay, it's like, I like looking at this. I mean, granted, sometimes that there's like certain weird campaigns that get through, but that's what the downvote is for. Like, another thing that I downvote is when they try to do those weird technology campaigns. It's like, oh, here's something for your cell phone or whatever the fuck, and it's like, I'm downvoting that. I'm not interested, in some, I don't know, some dubious tech. I'm not interested in that, so I downvote that. It's like, I'm not interested in a cooler that you can attach a blender to. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in solar panel technology. So let's downvote that. I don't want to see that in my, what is it? There was something else that, like, yeah, it's like, because also another thing too that I would see a lot of was like,
you got to hover over. If you hover over
go
the
to,
image,
like, thumbnails.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, if you go to
you can also do it on the side, on where it does when you pull up on the main, and it'll say show 3 more like this, click, and it'll have 3 at a time. You can click underneath it. It'll have the thumbs up,
like,
thumbs
if
down, and
you,
the bookmark.
yeah, like, if you go, like, that's the thing though, you have to go through you have to upvote individual campaigns. There is no upvoting like a whole page, like a whole creator, or downvote. That would have made it so much easier. But
Right.
you have to, it's individual campaigns that you have to upvote or downvote. As long as you see the thumbnails, the icons should pop up. Like, I think that if you just go to your account, it doesn't work that way. You kind of have to look at Kickstarter as a consumer, not as a as a backer, not as a creator on Kickstarter.
Right.
So then you can actually see the thumbnails. Oh, Michael, I'm not going to name names, but a book I kickstarted that was basically porn was so bad and a total mess. It ended up being the first comic book I ever threw into the garbage. I've had that. I've had those moments. Yeah. And you know what? And
God, just get the sex right, at least.
Yeah, it's like, oh, don't you hate that? That it's like you get a porn book and not even the porn is good.
Right. Like, wasting my time.
It really,
no,
really, like, there's just nothing here that does nothing, I mean, it's like, Jesus,
like, here I was taking myself out on a date,
right? Then it's
got the music playing, got the comic going. What?
Right, and then a water bug walks across the dinner. It's like water bug walks across your plate, and it's like, I'm good.
No.
But yeah, so it's like, so, and it's like, yeah, and you know what, and it's like, and that, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I went and found all those creators of dubious renown and downvoted their shit. You know, because it's
I
like,
wheeled
no,
my ass straight to somebody's.
you know, I mean, really, there were. It's like, look, like I said, it's like, you know what? Yeah, it was literally like emptying out a hoarder's garage, really. You know, it was just like so, it felt so like it was euphoric. That's how frustrated I was with the Kickstarter algorithm, that it was fucking euphoric to click those up votes and down votes and
Right?
actually seeing my recommends change.
And
You know,
instantly.
yeah, pretty much.
It was some
Now
instant
it's just
gratification.
maintenance. Yeah,
Yes.
so now I'm just at the maintenance phase. I hit my I hit my dashboard. It gives you the recommends for the day. And yeah, and if there's anything that I don't want to see, I just downvote and that's it. And I know that by the next time I log in, it'll be gone. You know, so it's just nice to finally have this curated space, to finally have the room empty and decorated nicely. And it's like, and yeah, you know what, it's like, because look, that's a reality of it. It's like not everything is going to be to your taste, and especially if it's not to my taste, I don't need to see it.
Right.
I don't need to know it exists. I don't need, you know, I really don't. Um, and like I said, it's like I don't know what this means, like, to creators if people keep upvoting. I'm gonna try to keep it positive. Let's upvote. Upvote what you want to see more of. Upvote your favorite creators. Because like I said, I really I kind of wonder like whether that'll benefit them when they launch a campaign. It's like,
This
oh,
is true.
this creator got a lot of upvotes. Like I said, that part I don't know. I don't know about. Although maybe that should be another question I should ask Kickstarter. It's like, hey, does upvoting campaigns help the creator?
Right.
I should probably just ask that. Screw it, right? I mean, it's like, look, worst that happens that they don't answer me, right? So, but yeah, so in the end, Jose is saying, just email them. Solved my problem. You know? I mean, it's like, and in the end, it was such an easy fix. I just didn't realize what it was. Like, I would see the thumbs up, but it never occurred to me that had anything to do with anything.
It
Like I
has
said,
everything to do
yeah,
with
it
it.
turns out that's everything. I mean, like I said, I was thinking about Kickstarter more as YouTube when it's actually more like Reddit. So, go to Kickstarter and upvote all your favorite campaigns, all your favorite creators. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, right? Because like I said, BackerKit was really good at getting back to me too. So, I had started experimenting with their landing page because I didn't understand like what was the difference between using a BackerKit landing page and a Kickstarter landing page, aside from the obvious, right?
Right.
Which is Kickstarter doesn't collect emails while BackerKit does. And when the main goal of what you're doing is to really is to grow your mailing list, because in the end those are the people that are going to be the most interested in your books. Yeah, you don't want to lose emails, right? You don't want to lose the opportunity to gain emails. And that was also something that frustrated me about Kickstarter, is that, you have a landing page on Kickstarter, you have the pre-launch page, and you can see people, like clicking follow or notify me,
Right.
but you have no access to those people. Right? It's like, well, how come we're not collecting email addresses from those people? Why can't I access them? Right? Well, now here's the thing though. So I asked BackerKit how their front page works, because I was a little confused by it, because it seemed like you have a landing page and then it goes and then it switches. Once you like either click follow or add in your email address, it tosses you to Kickstarter. I guess it makes more sense if you have a campaign running, you have a landing page to introduce people to your campaign, get their email, and then it kicks them to Kickstarter where they can check out your campaign and hopefully pledge. So I kind of remembered that one of the reasons probably why you have no access to your followers on Kickstarter is that technically it's illegal to contact people if they haven't opted in with their email. So when I realized that, it's like, okay, I'm not going to ask for that anymore. Because you know how you have, because it's like campaigns have watchers, but you don't know who they are either. It's like, well, unless they opted in with their email somewhere, you can't contact them. But again, on Kickstarter, there's no option to get their emails if they're just watching your campaign. On BackerKit, there is. BackerKit, their landing page, that's exactly what it does. And what BackerKit clarified for me is that you have to put in your email if you want to follow a campaign through the BackerKit landing page. Like I said, it goes directly to your Kickstarter. So technically you can use a BackerKit landing page without ever having to mention it's BackerKit. It's just BackerKit is collecting the emails, but it's for a Kickstarter campaign. So you're not really losing anything. Or at least, you know, it's not as confusing as it sounds, the way it's set up. So what's funny is that I have more people signed up on the BackerKit pre-launch page than I do on the Kickstarter pre-launch page. But I also have their emails now too.
Right.
And this is also going to be handy when my campaign goes live, because if I keep using that landing page, if you just want to watch, if you just want to be a watcher, you can put your email in as well, and you will get my emails when Michael says, before I forget, if I want to do a Kickstarter that did not exceed a certain dollar amount, can I set that when creating the page? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I don't, but you can set your goal wherever you want it.
Yeah, wherever you want it, essentially. It's like, I don't
but be reasonable, you know?
Yeah.
Like don't come out with your 10K
you
book.
You see, okay, here's the all right. So like the Faust book, maybe if you want to limit what you're selling, like say you want to sell a book you only have 100 copies of, right? Because Kickstarter has that. I think every January they do their make 100, where you literally do a campaign for exactly 100 100 items. Like you have 100 of something. Like if I were to do a make 100 for Eagle Raven 8, like I don't want to get more than 14.
No, you can't do that.
You can limit.
Yeah, and doing that, you could
because that's what the Faust campaign did. They limited what they were selling for, like, I think like 676. Like they could only have 676 backers. And once they reached 676 backers, the campaign closed. Well, it wasn't closed. You just couldn't back anything anymore.
Right. Yeah. So if there's a certain fiscal amount that you can't go over for whatever reason, just limit to that many books that it won't go over that amount.
Right. And remember that the amount counts shipping. So if you're selling a $10 book plus $8 shipping, just figure out how many of those you would have to sell to hit $1,400, and then limit the amount of books that you're selling. You know, so, and then the campaign, and then it's like, so if you do a 30-day campaign and you sell all those books within the first week, then the campaign is still open until it officially closes, but you can't buy anything. Nobody can buy anything because everything's sold out. So that would be the only option that I could figure. I kind of have a feeling I know why you would want to limit.
Right, we got a lot of people that need to limit, but
need to limit their Kickstarters. But that would kind of be the only way to do it. That, you know, and then also remember that Kickstarter is going to take their 3%, Stripe is going to take their 5%. I don't remember what exactly they take. I think it totals to 5%. That Kickstarter and Stripe are going to take their 5%. And, so, even if you limit but the thing is, I think in your case, you don't want that goal amount to go
To show
beyond
earned
14.
over 14,
To
right?
show, yeah. So, so do the math on that and then limit the amount of items that you're offering.
That's it.
Yeah, just keep it as basic as possible, because once you start adding things like add-ons and whatnot, that'll screw you up. At least if you just offer one book at one price at one limit, you should be able to control how much you actually earn. So yeah, so that would probably be the only thing. So yeah. So with BackerKit, so when you have a campaign running, if you use the landing page to collect the emails from your watchers. So even though I think technically once they're on your campaign, they can click separately on Kickstarter to be a watcher. But at least if you're using the BackerKit landing page, you can collect more emails. And in the end, like I said, that's kind of the thing that we need to be doing, because in the end, no matter what social media platform you're on, you need to control your audience.
Yes.
You need to have direct access to your audience. You can have a really popular look. It's like, look, we just saw Twitter. Twitter, it used to be the place for a lot of artists to have a following. And then once that started going in the toilet, they saw their audience disappearing too.
Yep.
They had no control over it. So having a mailing list really is important. So anything that will allow you to collect emails directly on a campaign, I would recommend the Kickstarter, not the BackerKit landing page option. Also, the thing is, too, what I liked too is that I asked them the number amount, like you see, like X amount of people, like on my case, 60 something people are watching this campaign or following this campaign. Right. And I asked them, can people follow the campaign without putting in their email? I.e., how accurate is this number? And they told me, no, the number only changes if people put in their email.
Huh.
So according to the BackerKit landing page, if it says I have 66 followers, it means that I have 66 emails.
Nice.
Now a lot of them, it seems, are previous backers already. So technically I do have their emails already, but I do notice when people who are not backers sign up for the first time, and it tells you, BackerKit tells you when you've just collected a brand new email that's not on your backer list already. But that's also if you're using BackerKit to manage your backers as a mailing list as well. Which I also recommend doing, because it's very nice having everybody in one place, as opposed to on Kickstarter, where if you want to send updates, you have to go to every individual campaign that you did and send individual notices, and that's really annoying. And especially it's annoying to the people who backed all your campaigns. So if you've done, like in my case, 17 campaigns, did I do 17 campaigns? Like whatever, I did a lot. This one person who backed everything is going to get 17 emails, and it's like, you don't want to do that.
No, because then they're going to turn you off.
Yeah, so that at least BackerKit, once people start opening your emails and acknowledge your emails, they don't send multiple emails to them. And especially when you have a campaign running, once they back, they don't get updates anymore because it's not necessary. They backed already, and that's the whole purpose of the emails. If they backed already, they did what you needed them to do, and now it's just to concentrate on the people who aren't backing, who haven't backed yet. So I guess in the end, the moral of the story is that if you do have a question, if you are wondering about certain things about Kickstarter or BackerKit or Indiegogo or any platform, just email them. Oh, thank you, Michael. We try. Um, you know, yeah, just email them. Like if you're on Indiegogo and you're having a hard time there and you're not understanding how it works, email them. They might actually answer you. If you're on BackerKit, it's like they definitely will answer you. Kickstarter, yeah, well, they answered me, you know. Now, of course, Kickstarter was really, really pushing me to just read the fact. But I just said no. I want somebody to email me back about no. This question is too specific. Um, So yeah. So if you're on a platform, like a crowdfunding platform, because look, we all know, talking to anyone at Facebook is impossible. Talking to anybody,
I got
Twitter,
a real person on Facebook in all my battles one fucking time, and it took me 6 fucking months fighting to get engaged with a text with that person.
Yeah, yeah. And that was when somebody hijacked.
Somebody hacked my old account.
Yeah. Something important.
And they still didn't resolve the fucking issue. We ended
Right.
up starting a new fucking page, and
Right, because it was just easier.
yeah, it was just easier.
It's like, yeah, it's like our one of our pages got hijacked. Well, one of Nita's pages got hijacked, and yeah, and it was just easier to start a new one. Then and then it's like she slowly whittled away at the original one. Trying to get our stuff off,
But the irony is that every time I'd strike them, I'd get them strikes for using copyrighted content. But the problem was with Facebook is Facebook was turning around and striking my account because I was the one that shared the content.
Right.
So I had
originally, yeah. So it was a whole
97
mess.
copyright strikes against my own.
So technically, content. While she was copyright striking the hackers, the way Facebook saw it, she was copyright striking herself, and it was just a mess. It was a mess.
It took forever to get that straight.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, so it's like, and it's like, it's like same thing with YouTube. Yeah, good luck there. Talking to anybody on YouTube. Same thing with Twitter. Good luck to you.
Because YouTube ain't even gonna want to talk to you. They just gonna fucking make you ass. They gonna disappear you. Oh no, they're gonna unalive your account.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Yeah. A lot of people still miss House of Bob, and I go, you know what? Yeah, I was talking about House of Bob on my Wednesday show. I did a live stream on Wednesday, so if you missed my draw stream, you can see it in the playlist. And I had mentioned House of Bob because I forgot what we were talking about, and it was something very House of Bob-ish. And it seems that there were people who didn't know. That's like, oh, that's why I wasn't getting notifications anymore.
Yeah,
it's like, no, they nuked our no. Yeah, they nuked that whole our whole After Dark channel. That's why we haven't done any House of Bob shows, because like we don't want to take that chance. We don't want to risk anything else.
No. We have far too much content over here to lose.
Right. Yeah. So, because starting over is exhausting. Holy shit. That's why I haven't had any patience with any of these. I keep getting people asking, are you on Blue Sky? Are you on this? It's like, oh, bruh. It's like, don't
in some cases, there is no starting over. The amount of content that I had before we turned it into Indie Comics Network, before it was even Ragin 2, like with Meredith and stuff, I can't fucking replace that, and I have not saved it all yet because it takes forever. I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of fucking videos.
That's true.
So there it's fuck social media sometimes, man.
Yeah, no, because it's like, because I had somebody say, oh, you should come on Blue Sky because that's where all the artists are and it's really hopping, and I'm like, oh, it's like,
you got an invite code.
Probably I should just take that invite code, because I know you gave me one, but I never
look. Here's the deal. The one thing I didn't like is that it'll flag stuff that is not even. It'll flag your shit as adult content. It'll still get seen because people have the option of removing the card, and I'm all for that. But I don't like the idea that they consider what they consider adult content. It's like it's real
Oh,
kind
it's a very
of
it's a
pussified. It's
right.
or it's
It's
not at
very
all. But that
well, it's
Rob's
spicy.
right. He said that's where the creators are, but not the readers. But here's the hope for that because it is more creator friendly right now, that it'll build up that community and then the readers and fans will start to trickle in.
Right.
Regardless, because of the amount of engagement it's getting compared to other platforms that have been released over the past couple years or brought to
Right.
light over the past couple years,
Uh-huh.
it is the one platform I would suggest squatting on. So go over there,
Right.
at least squat your name and your brand.
Right.
And then say
Yes.
fuck it. You don't have to touch it again. But have that ready just in
Right.
case. And that way you don't
You
have to
know
fight
what? Go
with
ahead
anyone.
and send me the blue sky code again so I could just get
Okay.
that over with. So, so it's like I could just put something up and it's like, okay, I'm here. Yay. It'd be like, oh, I'm on blue sky.
No. It
No, it
gives no
doesn't.
fucks.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah. So you have any final thoughts on everything that we spoke about so far?
No, I'm already in dread. I gotta go to the DMV.
Oh no. You
Yeah.
gotta you gotta but I thought you took
No, I got kids that need IDs. So
oh, okay. So there you go.
yay, good times.
Fun times. Oh, don't we love a good outing to the DMV?
It's a family affair.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I really do need to take a nap. I mean, I did not. I mean, I was well, I should have thought of taking that Benadryl a lot earlier. I mean, what's funny is that I knew I was having problems. I was going to have problems sleeping, but I thought that I could power through it. And it was only until I took that Benadryl that it knocked me right the fuck out the way I wanted. I mean, because I had everything. I had the chills. I had a runaway monkey brain. That shit
Oh
would
yeah.
not quiet up there. It was just like I had body aches. It was just like awful. And I had to, and I thought that I could power through this. Like, no, take the Benadryl. And now I'm just going to go take a nap after and try to make up for it. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you everybody in the chat. And thank you so much to my beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. It is Friday, right? It is Friday. Yeah, on this Friday. So remember to just upvote your favorite creators on Kickstarter.
I like the downvote too. Like,
click those thumbs. But the thing is
them.
that there comes a point where when you've clicked enough down thumbs that pretty much that you've gotten everybody you meant to kick out of your algorithm feed, and it's like, and now it's just upvote all the things that you like. So make sure you do that on Kickstarter. Like I said, I have no idea if that really does help a creator, but it certainly doesn't hurt for your own recommendations. That's for sure.
Right.
So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my upcoming campaigns, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates, and also on YouTube for 500 plus videos of my nonsense and semi-weekly art live streams Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. 2 hours of me just drawing and having whatever conversation the chat wants to have. It's like I said, I just did one on Wednesday. I was coloring in some Tall Tales pieces. So if you want to check that out, it's in the playlist right now. And remember, you can also read Ego Raven. You can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. Check out the series. We're just kind of at the end of issue 3 on issue 3 of Ego Raven on for free on the website. So so if you want to read those issues before the campaign goes live, so you can kind of get a sense of what the story is, you can also download a PDF of the first issue as well. on the website. So catch up with Eager Raven before the campaign goes live in February. And don't forget to sign up for that as well. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, that's a lot of issues. You can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. And that will be the story arc that will be back on Kickstarter in 2024 as well. And like I said, don't forget to click on the Kickstarter link on my pages so that you can upvote all my campaigns or just on the campaigns that you want to see more of in your feed, so you don't miss anything. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. And like I said, and everyone will be upvoting your stuff on Kickstarter because they just like it that much. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Saying, live your motherfucking life. You got to get your motherfucking hustle. Understand niggas is going to hate you regardless. Get that out of your head, that fantasy world where niggas ain't hating on you. You got to be grateful. You need haters. What the fuck is you complaining about? What the fuck do you think a hater's job is? To fucking hate. So let them motherfuckers do their goddamn job. What the fuck is you complaining about? Ladies, if you got 14 women hating on you, you need to figure out how the fuck to get to 16 before the summer get here. The fuck is you mad about? Fellas, if you got 20 haters, you need 40 of them motherfuckers. What is you complaining about? If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Sit back there and say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.